You are sitting in a cafe in Beirut. It is a Tuesday afternoon. You are drinking coffee and reading the news on your phone. Across the street, a man in a gray jacket takes a photo of the building. He is not a tourist. 3 tables behind you, a woman is writing in a notebook. She has been here every day this week. You have not noticed. 1,400 kilometers away, in a windowless room in Tel Aviv, your photograph is pinned to a wall next to 9 others. There is a red line through 6 of those photographs. They are already dead. Your photo does not have a red line. Not yet. This is what happens when the Mossad puts your name on a list. The Mossad, officially called the Institute for Intelligence and Special Operations, Israel's foreign intelligence agency, founded in 1949, 7,000 employees, a budget of nearly $3 billion, and a single guiding principle from the Book of Proverbs. By way of deception, thou shalt wage war. Their assassination unit is called kidon, the Hebrew word for bayonet. Its members are recruited from Israeli special forces. Every targeted killing requires personal approval from the Prime Minister of Israel. This is not a rogue operation, it is state policy. Since 1948, Israel has conducted over 2,500 assassination operations, more than any other Western democracy, and those are only the ones we know about. Now, one of those operations is aimed at you. Let's go back to the beginning. Phase 1, the list. Your name appears in a Mossad intelligence file. Maybe a phone intercept, maybe a source inside your organization, maybe a tip from a European intelligence agency. The file goes up the chain. An analyst writes a report. A division chief reads it. The report reaches the desk of the Mossad director. He brings it to the Prime Minister. A small committee reviews the evidence. They decide your name is added to the list. From this moment, you are what the Mossad calls a target for elimination. In Hebrew, the word is husal. You are still drinking coffee in Beirut. You do not know any of this. Phase 2, the watch. A team from Mossad's Tzolmet division deployed. Tzolmet is the largest unit in the agency. Its job is to recruit and run agents in foreign countries. They do not come for you yet. First, they learn you, what time you wake up, what route you take to work, which cafe you sit in, where you park your car, who you call, who calls you. They monitor your phone, not by hacking it, by placing a device inside the cell tower closest to your apartment. Every call, every text, every data packet. They recruit a local contact. The Mossad calls these people Sayanim, unpaid volunteers from Jewish communities worldwide who help with logistics. A Sayan who runs a car rental agency provides vehicles without documentation. One who works at a hotel provides your room number. One at an airline confirms your flight. There are an estimated 16,000 Sayanim in the United States alone. They are not spies. They are civilians who believe they are protecting Israel. You are being watched by people you will never suspect. Your waiter, your neighbor's friend, the woman at the front desk of your hotel. This phase can last weeks, months, sometimes years. The Mossad is patient. They do not rush. Rushing is how you get caught. And they know this from experience, because the Mossad has gotten it wrong before. In 1973, during Operation Wrath of God, a team of 6 agents tracked a man they believed was a Black September leader to Lillehammer, Norway. They followed him to a cinema, then to a bus, then to his apartment. They shot him in front of his pregnant wife on the street. He was not a Black September leader. He was a Moroccan waiter, an innocent man, wrong person. 6 Mossad agents were arrested by Norwegian police. An international scandal erupted. Israel was humiliated. That mistake taught them the lesson they have followed ever since. Never rush. Confirm. Reconfirm. Then confirm again. Then wait. In 1972, after the Munich Olympics massacre, Prime Minister Golda Meir authorized Operation Wrath of God, a hit list of 20 to 35 Palestinian targets. The operation lasted over 20 years, 2 decades of tracking, waiting, and killing, one by one, city by city. Rome, Paris, Beirut, Athens, Cyprus. They replaced the telephone with an identical one filled with explosives. They planted bombs under hotel beds. They rigged cars on quiet streets. Every single target was watched for months before the final strike. The Mossad learned their schedules better than their families did. One target always ordered the same meal at the same restaurant every Thursday. They poisoned that specific dish on a Thursday. Nobody else at the restaurant was harmed. That is what patience looks like when it is backed by a $3 billion budget and a nation that never forgets. Phase 3. The approach. You start to feel it before you understand it. Something is wrong. The same great car has been parked on your street 3 days in a row. A different driver each time. Your phone makes a clicking sound during calls that it never made before. A colleague mentions that someone asked about you at a conference last month. An Israeli academic, friendly, asked casual question. What is your friend working on these days? You change your routine. You take a different route to work. You stop going to the cafe. It does not matter. They already know your new routes. They mapped every alternative before you chose it. You buy a new phone, pay cash, no contract, no name, a burner. You feel safer. It does not help. The Mossad is not tracking your phone number. They are tracking the electromagnetic signature of the SIM card itself, even when the phone is off. You stop using phones entirely. You communicate only through handwritten notes, delivered by trusted friends. One of those friends has been talking to a man who introduced himself as a journalist at a conference last year. That man works for Tzome. Your trusted friend is now their source. He does not know it. They are feeding him questions, disguised as casual conversation. You think you are invisible. You have never been more visible in your life. In 2010, Mossad agents tracked a senior Hamas operative named Mahmoud al-Mabou to a luxury hotel in Dubai. 26 agents were involved. They used stolen passports from Britain, France, Ireland, Germany, and Australia. Fake identities, fake credit cards. They followed him from the airport, watched him check in, booked rooms on his floor, waited in the hallway disguised as hotel guests, carrying tennis rackets. When he entered his room, 2 agents followed. They suffocated him. Then they reprogrammed the electronic lock and placed a "Do Not Disturb" sign on the door. His body was not found for almost a full day. By then, all 26 agents had left the country. Different airports, different flights, different continents. The only reason the world found out was because Dubai had more surveillance cameras than the Mossad expected. The hotel footage was released publicly. That was their mistake. They do not usually make mistakes. But when they do, the consequences are spectacular. In 1997, the Mossad tried to kill Khalid Mashal, the head of Hamas, in Amman, Jordan. 2 agents posed as Canadian tourists. They walked up behind Mashal on a public street and injected a nerve toxin into his ear with a device disguised as a can. They were caught immediately. Jordanian security tackled them within seconds. 6 more agents were trapped inside the Israeli embassy. King Hussein of Jordan was furious. He threatened to execute the agents unless Israel handed over the antidote and released the founder of Hamas from prison. Israel complied. They saved Mashal's life, released Hamas prisoners, and suffered one of the worst diplomatic humiliations in their history. The Prime Minister had to fly to Amman personally to apologize. The king refused to see him, sent his brother instead. Even the Mossad's failures are the plots of a thriller. Phase 4. The method. The Mossad does not use one method. They use whichever method fits the target, the location, and the exit plan. Car bombs. They planted explosives in the headrest of a car in Damascus in 2008. When the target leaned back, the bomb detonated. Only his seat was destroyed. Phone bombs. In 1972, they replaced the marble base of a PLO leader's telephone in Paris with an identical base filled with explosives. He answered a call. The phone detonated. Poison. They put a bioweapon inside the toothpaste of a PFLP leader. He brushed his teeth every morning for weeks. Then his organs failed. The PFLP disintegrated after his death. One tube of toothpaste destroyed an entire organization. Sniper fire from the sea. In 2008, a Syrian general was shot while relaxing in his seaside garden. The sniper was on a yacht offshore. Remote control machine guns. In 2020, a robotic gun mounted on a pickup truck killed Iran's top nuclear scientist on a highway outside Tehran. The gun fired 13 rounds in under a minute. There was no shooter, no human within a kilometer. After the operation, the weapon destroyed itself with a built-in explosive. By the time police arrived, the gun was scrap metal. And exploding pages. In 2024, thousands of pages belonging to Hezbollah members detonated simultaneously across Lebanon. At least 30 dead, over 3,000 wounded in a single day. The Mossad had intercepted the supply chain months earlier and placed micro-explosives inside the devices before they were delivered. They waited patiently until every pager was in the pocket of its intended owner. Then they sent one signal. Every device exploded at the same time. You are one person. They brought down an entire communication network. What do you think they can do to you? Phase 5. The operation. It is a Wednesday. You have changed your routine 14 times in the past month. Different cars, different phones, different routes every day. You eat at different restaurants. You sleep at different apartments. You tell no one where you will be tomorrow. You grow a beard. You lose weight. You wear sunglasses indoors. You look over your shoulder 40 times a day. Your friends think you are paranoid. Your family thinks you are losing your mind. Maybe you are. But here is the thing about paranoia. When you are on the Mossad's list, it is not paranoia. It is the correct response to your situation. None of it matters. They are not following you with people. They are following you with signals. Your phone, your car, the cell towers around you, satellite imagery. They know where you are within 3 meters at all times, even when your phone is off, because they are tracking the SIM card, not the phone. You get in your car, you start the engine, you pull out of the parking lot. Everything feels normal. The sun is warm, traffic is light. You turn on the radio, a song you like is playing. You relax for the first time in weeks. That is the cruelest part. The last few minutes always feel safe. 2 blocks ahead, a white van is parked on the right side of the road. It has been there since 4 in the morning. Inside are 2 kidon operatives. 6 blocks behind you, a motorcycle follows at a distance. The rider has a camera in his helmet. He confirms your license plate. At a control room in Tel Aviv, a screen shows your vehicle as a blinking dot, moving west on a city map. A voice says one word, confirm. You stop at a red light. Through the windshield you see a woman crossing the street with groceries. A man walking a dog, a child on a bicycle. Normal life. You do not see the man on the motorcycle behind you. Radio a confirmation. You do not see the white van ahead. Pull forward 6 inches. You do not hear anything. You do not see anything. That is the last thing most targets remember. The ordinary moment before it ends. A red light, a parking lot, a hotel room door clicking shut behind them. The Mossad's motto is deception, but their method is patience, and their weapon is certainty. They do not hope the operation works. They know it will, because they have been planning it since the day your name was added to the list. Phase 6, the aftermath. Within 30 minutes, every operative has left the city. Different routes, different airports, different passports. The vehicles are abandoned in separate locations, wiped clean. The phones are destroyed. The hotel rooms are vacated. No trace. In Tel Aviv, your photograph gets a red line through it. The next morning, a headline appears in a foreign newspaper. A man was killed in a car. An explosion in a hotel. A shooting on a highway. No one claims responsibility. Israel's official response is always the same. We do not comment on foreign intelligence matters. And the world moves on. Your family gets a phone call. There is confusion, then screaming, then silence that will last for years. No country files charges against Israel. No diplomat makes a statement. No sanctions. No consequences. Because Israel does not admit it happened. And without an admission, there is nothing to respond to. But somewhere on that wall in Tel Aviv, the list is still there. Shorter now, but not empty. The Mossad does not forget. They do not forgive. They do not negotiate. In 1960, they kidnapped Adolf Eichmann, a Nazi architect of the Holocaust, from a street in Buenos Aires, 15 years after the war ended. He had changed his name, changed his country, changed his entire identity. He worked in a Mercedes-Benz factory. He thought he was safe. Mossad agents grabbed him on his walk home from the bus stop. They drugged him, dressed him as a flight attendant, and flew him to Israel on a commercial plane. He was tried in Jerusalem, found guilty, hanged. His body was cremated, and his ashes scattered in the Mediterranean Sea. 15 years of hiding, erased in one evening on a quiet street in Argentina. In 1979, they killed Ali Hassan Salameh, the leader of Black September, with a car bomb in Beirut, 7 years after the Munich massacre. In 2008, they killed Imad Mughniyeh, the Hezbollah military chief, in Damascus, 25 years after he bombed the U.S. Embassy in Beirut. 15 years, 7 years, 25 years. You can run for a decade. You can change your name, your face, your country, your language. It does not matter, because the Mossad is not chasing you. They are already there, sitting 3 tables behind you, waiting for you to finish your coffee. And you will never see them coming.